Hey, it's Gary McGowan, and we're back with another Monday Report video, and we're going to look at a number, and it is as low as it has ever been as far as I can remember. In fact, the lowest number of the year. So we're going to do something a little bit different, but kind of the same right after this video intro. That's right, my friends. There's a lot of new numbers coming out, and every weekend I get to analyze the numbers and look at them from a Toronto real estate perspective and how the market's reacting to different things and how buyers are reacting, how sellers are reacting. And that's what we're going to look at today. So let's dive into it in just a second. I want to say thank you to everyone that's been reaching out and calling me and emailing me. Watch out for the dancing bear over here. There you go. My contact info is down there. Feel free to reach out to me. Leave your comments here on YouTube or wherever you happen to be watching. I'm happy to respond. And if you've got questions about a specific area or you're looking to purchase or sell in an area right across in Canada, in fact, reach out to me. I'm happy to kind of point you in the right direction. So now that the dancing gear's gone, let's look at some of these numbers. Like, these are really, really interesting numbers. Again, we're in the month of August, the middle of summer. None of this should be a big surprise to us, yet we're seeing some headlines come out that would perhaps want to paint a different picture, a little clickbait, as we like to call it. And I know we're seeing lots of that. So I'm going to share my screen here, and here we go. Yep, and here it comes with the Monday Report. There you have it. Okay, let's do the highlight, and then we'll get down to some specifics. So this is the week based on August 7th to the 13th versus the same time last year, and we'll see how we're trending, and then we'll kind of compare it to the last few weeks if we can. Total listings, red is this year, of course, so we're down a little bit there, and average list price, well, we're going to be up just slightly, so our year-over-year numbers, you're going to start to hear it. Hey, we're up over last year, but of course, we all know we're down since February of this year. Total sales, now this is the one that we're really going to look at. 286 total sales versus what we had last year at 737. But as we keep saying in every video last year, 2021 was the best year Toronto Real Estate Board has ever seen with number of sales. So take that with a grain of salt. But 286, that's a number. That is a number. Yes, it is. But that is a number that is the lowest we've ever seen in a long time. Average sale price, you can see here, $1,000,003, and the average list to sales ratio, we're at about 98%. So you list a home for $1 million, you're selling that home for $980,000. That's what that's telling us. And if yeah, there's the numbers on behind me. I'm going to move me. There we go. There's some specific numbers, but we'll get down into the specifics in just a moment here and slide through some of this stuff. Here we go. Okay, total listings. So we're going to be down this time versus last year, same week that we're looking at, about 5.8%. And these are the days that we've saw the most listings. So typically, sellers and listing agents, well, we don't like to list homes on the weekend because that's when everybody's out and doing their weekend thing, especially in the month of August, because this is the month, and I've said it many times before, and I'll probably say it again in this video, people are taking advantage of travel and getting away and not looking at real estate right now. So here's our number of listings over the last several weeks, and you can see we've kind of hovered around 1,1600, and now we're down to approximately 1,000 or so. And that's where I think we're going to trend right on that. And we might see some numbers decline, especially as we get into the later months, the later weeks, I should say, in August here, as people prepare to go on some final vacations before back to school type thing, that mentality. Next on the report is the average list price. So we're seeing that up a bit, 7.25%. You remember last year, well, we had lots of multiple offers. Perhaps the sales strategy was to list slightly below fair market value and attract a multiple offer. Well, now we're seeing the exact opposite. So we're seeing sellers and listing agents be on the same page. And those are the days that those listings come out. You can see in the weekend on Saturday, perhaps the lower volume comes out compared to the middle of the week. And as we scroll through here, total inventory cost, you know of me, if you watched the video before, I like skipping through that total sales. We're going to land here for a little bit. So a 61% decrease versus last year for this week. Should that be a surprise? Well, if you watch some of my other videos, no, because as I've just said, people are taking advantage of this, getting away, doing vacations and trips and so forth, because we haven't had that opportunity over the last couple of years. So we are going to see sales diminish a little bit. Number of sales per week. Now, this is the most interesting thing. So this is amazing. On Toronto Real Estate Board, we only had 4 on last Saturday, which is absolutely incredible. And as you can see the numbers there, you're most likely to sell your home at the beginning of the week versus the end of the week, which I thought was always interesting. There's no rhyme or reason in that information there. What I do look at, though, in just a minute here, of what the home sold for and what days perhaps you can get a higher value for your home, or if you're a buyer, perhaps the days that perhaps you can get purchase a home at lower value. So that's where it is there. But look at the number of sales dating back to middle of April on the sheet here. We started off in the high 700s, then we kind of hovered around, say, 600 for a while, 700, 600, kind of, still 600. And then the last, in the summer months, here's where we're really, really down, because as I said, people are taking advantage of getting away and the vacations and so forth. So if you have a home for sale and you're wondering to yourself, why is it not selling? Why am we not getting people through? Well, you're not the only one. There's many people that are wondering that exact same thing. Sales, here's the average pricing. So up a little bit year over year. And we can kind of see that over the next month or two. We're probably going to see that. And it's the last few months of 2021 where the real ramp up came. So that'll start to balance out a little bit. And then we'll start to see that number decrease. So I always like this slide right here. This information. If you were to negotiate your home being sold, if you're a seller, you'd want it being sold perhaps on a Monday for this week, because that was the average price, 1.13, versus on a Saturday, only a couple of days before that, the average price was 849. And if you're a buyer, perhaps you want to negotiate on a Saturday versus a Monday or midweek there. I always find that really intriguing. But again, looking back towards mid-April, we can see that average sale price trend down. And now we're just over $1 million right now. So I still think we're going to see a slight decline as we get into the end of August. That first week of September will probably be down. And as people get back into the swing of things and back to school and so forth, look for September to stabilize a little bit. Yeah, we're going to get an interest rate announcement in early September, but I really feel it's going to stabilize just somewhat. And then we'll see where that interest rate goes. Okay, what's next as we kind of wrap this up? Sales to listing ratio, average list to sale ratio, I should say, down a little bit versus last year. We all know why. I don't need to repeat myself. If you were looking to sell and you thought to yourself, hey, I'm going to get a higher rate on my listing price, you'd want to sell it on a Monday, and you'd want to buy, in this case, on a Saturday. I should say Sunday versus Saturday. There you have it. Those numbers are all relatively somewhat close. But if you've got, a $1.5 million home or more, it doesn't matter what the number is, $1 million home, that's a difference of $3,000 or $4,000. And as you get up, it's going to be much, much more to $30,000 or $40,000, right? So that could really depend on what things are, where things are going. Our list price to sale price is definitely changed over the last several months, but this shouldn't be a crazy indicator, but it is buyers and sellers getting on the same page, especially listing agents and sellers trying and doing a different marketing strategy. That's what this tells me. When we have things selling over for 110, 115%, well, that's the buyer demand. And when it kind of balances out down to that, 97 to 98, 99%, well, that's a different buying group out there. So obviously we're seeing less buyers. There's still some market demand in certain areas, and there's still homes that are selling, and there's still homes that are coming up for listings and so forth. But remember, August is always a slower month. Always. Okay, I'm going to end with this slide. The average days on market, well, that's increasing as we've seen. Let's not focus so much in on the daily numbers here, but how we've been trending since mid April. So, 12 days, 2 weeks we were kind of looking at, and now you can see as we're trending towards, 28, 25 days. And that is where, let me scroll this down. Now you can see that there you have it. Really, we're trending towards 4 weeks. And as I said in some previous videos, we're getting a number of relists. And I think that number's adjusted since my last video. About a quarter of the homes, so 1 in every 4 homes approximately, is being relisted. So really, we're probably trending closer to 40 days on market. For the most part, give or take where you are in the type of home that you're looking at. The higher price homes are always going to be sitting on the market longer than, say, your entry level homes or your step up homes, right? You're going from a townhouse to a detached, 3 or 4 bedroom, maybe the same size, but it's a detached. That's what we call your step up home. So there you have it. That's the McGowan Report, always available for download. So do that. I'm always happy to answer phone calls and take texts and respond to emails if you got questions about the real estate industry. That's the dancing gear. Everyone have a wonderful day. We'll see everybody on the next video. Bye for now.